Okay, let's unpack this. I want you to mentally transport yourself. Check the calendar with me. It is January 22nd, 2026. We're deep in the NBA season. The grind is real. And tonight, there's a massive marquee matchup in Los Angeles.
The battle for LA?
It's the battle for the city. Lakers versus Clippers.
Always high stakes, always a spectacle, even in January.
Definitely. But here's the thing, and this is why we're doing this deep dive today. Usually, right, when we analyze a game like this, we pull up the box scores, we listen to the press conferences.
Maybe read a few beat writer columns, the usual stuff.
Right, the columns. We aren't doing that today. We are looking at something different. Our primary source is a strategic betting analysis piece. It's titled Propelling the Lakers, LeBron James Prop Bet Strategy.
Which I know sounds a little niche at first glance.
Honest truth. It sounds incredibly niche. I mean, for you listening, if you don't gamble, if you don't care about the vig or the spread, why on earth are we basing a deep dive on a gambling tip sheet?
That's a fair question. But here's the reality of professional sports. Coaches lie. Players lie. GMs. They definitely lie.
Yeah.
They have to. They're protecting strategies, injuries, egos. The betting markets, the lines, they are basically truth serum.
Truth serum.
Think about it. There are millions and millions of dollars at stake on these lines. The people setting these numbers, the odds makers, they aren't relying on narratives or, hype.
Okay.
They're using advanced algorithms, insider medical info, and just cold, hard data. If they get it wrong, they lose a fortune. So when we look at a prop bet line, we aren't just looking at a gamble. We're looking at the most accurate, unvarnished status report on a player you can possibly get.
So you're saying this isn't just about whether to bet the over or the...
It's not about the bet.
This is about decoding what the smartest money in the world thinks about LeBron James in, and I'm checking my notes here, his 23rd season.
Exactly. And what that money is saying about a 41-year-old legend, it's fascinating. It's telling a story that the highlight reels completely miss.
Well, let's get into that story, because the first thing that jumps out from this source material is just the sheer father time of it all. The analysis is brutal with the context. It states clearly, LeBron James is 41 years old. He's in year 23.
Yeah.
I struggle to wrap my head around that. We're in uncharted waters here, aren't we?
Completely uncharted. We have literally never seen this before in the NBA. We've had guys play into their 40s, Kevin Willis, Robert Parrish.
Yeah.
But they were kind of ceremonial.
Right. They're at the end of the bench.
Waving towels, maybe playing 5 minutes of garbage time. This source is treating LeBron as a central tactical figure in a major game. That alone is just wild.
But the source, it doesn't sugarcoat the physical reality either. And this is where I need you to help me understand, like the biomechanics here. The report explicitly mentions he's battling sciatica and arthritis.
Yeah, the medical chart is not pretty.
See, that's where I get skeptical. My uncle has sciatica. He literally cannot walk to the fridge some days without grimacing. It shoots pain down your leg. And arthritis. That's stiff joints, inflammation. We're talking about the NBA here.
Fastest, most explosive athletes on earth.
Right. How is a 41-year-old man with nerve pain and stiff knees actually functioning as a starter, let alone a star? Is the source maybe overhyping him a bit?
It's a valid skepticism. I mean, if he tried to play the way he did in 2012, dunking over people, chasing down blocks, he wouldn't last a quarter.
Not a chance.
Sciatica kills your explosiveness. It limits that first step. But the source uses a very specific phrase to explain why he's still effective. It calls it veteran savvy.
Veteran savvy. That sounds like a euphemism for he's old and slow.
And in some contexts, sure, it is. But here, it's about efficiency. Think of it like an old boxer who can't dance around the ring for 12 rounds anymore. Instead, he knows exactly where to stand to cut off the ring. He knows how to leverage his weight so he doesn't have to use his muscles. LeBron isn't beating guys with speed, he's beating them with geometry.
Geometry.
He's seeing the play 3 steps ahead so he doesn't have to run as fast. He's managing the condition. The source says he started 2026 with a bang and is keeping these conditions at bay. That implies a constant daily war against his own body. But on game night, his mind is compensating for what his nerves and joints can't do.
Okay, so he's outsmarting them because he can't outrun them. But you can only geometry your way out of so much trouble. Eventually, you need to put the ball in the hoop. And this brings us to, well, the biggest bombshell in this entire document.
The roster composition.
I had to read this section twice. The source just casually draws that the person doing so much of the scoring for Lakers is Luka Doncic.
The Slovenian superstar.
In 2026, Luka Doncic is a Laker. That is a seismic shift in the NBA landscape. We need to just pause on this. You have LeBron James, the highest usage player in history, and Luka Doncic, maybe the second highest usage player in history, on the same court.
Yeah.
How does that not result in a total disaster? There's only one ball.
It's the ultimate basketball experiment, isn't it? I mean, on paper, it sounds like a clash of egos, but the source gives us the answer to how it's working. It says, because Luka's doing the scoring, LeBron is pivoting.
Pivoting to what? Being a cheerleader?
Pivoting his entire role. The analysis says he is targeting rebounds and assists. This is the key to his longevity. He isn't trying to be the alpha scorer anymore. He has handed the keys to the offense, at least the scoring part, to Luka.
But does that actually work in practice? I mean, LeBron James just standing in the corner, playing off ball, it feels like a waste of his talent, even at 41.
Yep. Well, it's not about standing in the corner. It's about being the ultimate connector. Think about the gravity Luka has. When Luka runs a pick and roll, the whole defense collapses on him. In the old days, LeBron would have been the one with the ball. Now he's the release valve.
Oh.
He's cutting to the hoop, or he's standing at the elbow waiting for the pass just to redirect it to a shooter. It actually saves his legs. He doesn't have to dribble the air out of the ball for 20 seconds.
So Luka does the heavy lifting, the dribbling. He's the one doing the ISO scoring. And LeBron sort of operates.
Yeah.
He works in the space that Luka creates.
Precisely. And don't forget the other name the source dropped, DeAndre Ayton.
Right. Ayton is in the middle.
So the source notes that LeBron has a big role to play alongside DeAndre Ayton on the boards. This is part of that evolution. If you aren't leaking out for fast breaks because you're saving energy, where are you?
You're near the rim.
You're near the rim. You're boxing out. You're grabbing rebounds. He's essentially playing as a point center sometimes.
A point center.
Yeah.
That's a wild evolution from the guy who came into the league as a slashing wing.
It is. But here's the wrinkle. We have this picture of a perfect ecosystem. Luka scores, Ayton bangs down low, LeBron connects the dots. But the betting analysis, it hinges on a crisis. The system is broken tonight.
Because of who is missing.
Exactly.
The source highlights a specific injury that changes everything for this game against the Clippers. Austin Reeves is out.
And this is where the truth serum of the betting lines really kicks in. A casual fan might see Austin Reeves out and think, okay, a role player is missing, so what?
Yeah.
But the betting model sees a structural collapse in the rotation.
Break that down for me. Why is Reeves, who's a good player, don't get me wrong, but why is his absence so critical that it shifts the betting strategy for LeBron James?
It comes down to secondary ball handling. That's the phrase the source uses. In the modern NBA, you always need at least two guys on the floor who can dribble, pass, and initiate the offense.
Got it.
Usually, for them, that's Luka and Reeves or LeBron and Reeves. Reeves is the connector piece.
He's the bridge.
Right. With him gone, the rotation is thin. The source explains the ripple effect. Until Reeves returns, there is a lack of secondary ball handling. This forces LeBron's hand.
Because Luka can't play 48 minutes, right?
Luka can't play 48 minutes, and even when Luka's on the floor, he can't initiate every single possession without passing out from exhaustion. When Reeves is there, LeBron can chill a bit more. Without Reeves, who brings the ball up? Who organizes the offense?
It has to be LeBron.
It has to be LeBron.
So this injury actually strips away the luxury of old man LeBron just hanging out and hitting cutters. He has to. He has to go back to work.
He has to clock in. The source says this forces LeBron to take a larger share of the playmaking duties. It's not a choice. It's a structural necessity. If he doesn't do it, the Lakers turn the ball over and the offense just stalls.
This connects perfectly to the betting advice. Let's dive into the files, the actual numbers the source is crunching. The whole reason we even have this document is a specific prop bet line. The over-under is set at 12.5.
That's 12.5 rebounds plus assists combined.
Okay, so just to be clear for you listening, if he gets 6 rebounds and 6 assists, that's 12. You lose. If he gets 6 rebounds and 7 assists, that's 13. You win.
Correct.
Now, looking at that number, 12.5. For a 41-year-old, that feels high. I mean, we just spent 10 minutes talking about his sciatica and his arthritis. Why is the confidence so high on the over?
Because the recent data, it just ignores the medical chart. The source points out a really undeniable trend. LeBron has cleared this combo number in 4 of his past 5 outings.
4 out of 5. So he's hitting it at an 80% clip recently.
And it's not just barely clear it. Look at the January averages provided in the text. This is where the math gets compelling. He is averaging 7.7 rebounds per game and 7.6 assists per game in January.
Let me do the quick math on that. So 7.7 plus 7.6,
Yeah.
that is 15.3.
Exactly. The line is 12.5. His average is 15.3. That is a massive gap in the betting world. Usually lines are razor sharp. They're set right at the average. Here, the market is giving you almost a 3-point cushion.
That's nearly a 20% cushion. That's huge. Why would Vegas leave that much value on the table? Do they know something about the injury we don't? Or is it the opposite? They think the public is too scared of the age factor.
I think it's the latter. The public sees 41 years old, sciatica, back-to-back games, and they bet the under. They bet on the decline. But the algorithm sees Austin Reeves out, plus Luka scoring high volume, and calculates that LeBron must get assists and rebounds. The source even mentions the game against the Denver Nuggets earlier this week to prove the point.
Yeah, what happened in Denver?
The source notes he was closing in on a triple-double.
Against the Nuggets. That's a big physical team.
Exactly. If he's flirting with a triple-double against Denver's front line, the physical tank isn't empty. It proves that the bang he started the year with is sustainable. And frankly, the matchup tonight against the Clippers just reinforces this.
The crosstown rivals.
The source mentions that rivalry context explicitly. The Clippers are a tough, gritty team. In these rivalry games, the pace often slows down. It becomes a half-court chess match. And who thrives in a half-court chess match?
The guy who has seen every defense for 23 years.
LeBron James. The source predicts his fingerprints will be all over this clash. And that phrasing is key. Fingerprints all over doesn't mean scoring 30 points.
Right.
It means controlling the flow. It means grabbing the defensive rebound to end a Clippers possession. It means making the pinpoint pass to Luka for a corner three.
It's the difference between dominating and orchestrating.
Perfectly put. He's the conductor now, not the lead soloist.
So let's synthesize this for you. We started with a betting tip, but we've ended up with this portrait of adaptation. You have a player who is physically compromised. Let's be real, arthritis is no joke. But he's surrounded by a roster that covers his weaknesses.
Luka scoring.
Right, Luka's scoring.
Right.
And it amplifies his remaining strengths, which are passing and rebounding.
And a temporary crisis, the Reeves injury, that makes him essential tonight.
It's a fascinating narrative. The betting strategy isn't LeBron is Superman. The strategy is the Lakers are desperate for a ball handler, and LeBron is the only option left.
That is the cold, hard logic of the market. It doesn't care about the romance of his career. It cares about the necessity of the possession.
I love that. Necessity of the possession. It really strips away all the hero worship and just looks at the mechanics.
It does.